Hi everyone, welcome to DOdaily, Thursday Thoughts. It's Des here, checking in for the live episode. Your chance to drive the content and a chance for me not to have to think too much apart from the questions and comments coming my way. Really enjoy coming on for this episode. Some great feedback again this week. Really do appreciate it. It's what makes it happen. As I've just said, you're driving the content. So if you've got anything to say throughout, please drop it in the comments. If you're watching afterwards, drop it on the comments to the channel. I'd absolutely love that. Plenty to go at today, but as ever, DOdaily is about checking in, letting you know how I'm feeling, where I'm at, what's going on. I always take a few minutes on a Thursday before we get into the questions, give people further opportunity to get involved, those looking in already. If they've got something to put down, try and trip me up if you want to, but it's all just honest and relatable stuff, things I can try and pass on, and little bits of information which you might use as experience. You might not, you might see it as totally irrelevant. But again, it gives me kind of a blank page to work from. Throughout the week, I'm trying to think of things to say, based on how I'm feeling and how I can relate it into some sound advice on a Thursday. It's just about responding, being reactive rather than proactive. It's just a nice episode before we start looking to ease down into the weekend. But like I say, I'll let you know where I am. Really feeling good today. Just been out and done a really tough session. I've been in the shower, but I'm still absolutely pouring sweat. Some sprints along the river, similar to something I did on Tuesday morning. And again, whilst I'm not right on top of my running, it's really tough. It'd be really tough anyway, regardless. But some long sprints, about 500 meters between two bridges. So really putting it in, 5 of those with a warm up and a warm down. But it's got me feeling really good again. I've been talking this week on DOdaily about sort of just taking my foot off it a little bit purposely, whilst I've not been feeling great in the past couple of days. And last week was, of course, a little bit turbulent. It's easy to put pressure on yourself to rush back. And I do put pressure on myself a lot of the time. But this week, I just decided just to sort of get back to it, use the accountability of when I have to do it. Today was one of those, coaching the DOdaily running boot camp sessions I do here in Nottingham, the in-person stuff that people tap into. It's just a great way for me to get involved again. So I joined the guys in doing that. Really enjoyed it. Got a busy night ahead. So getting on doing DOdaily puts me in a real good sort of frame of mind. And again, it's just picking things up going into the weekend. Of course, I've got a trip to Spain tomorrow. So I want to be in the best sort of possible sort of mindset. And whilst it's going to be a busy one and I'm up particularly early in the morning, sorry, I'm still sweating. Whilst I'm going to be up particularly early, it's just good. It's just good to feel that little bit better and that little bit more confident in what I'm doing. There's a question about running whilst I'm away coming up, so look forward to that. There's a good comment here from Callum. Hello, Des. Hope you're well. Are you doing Robin Hood this year? I will answer that, Callum. I'll come back to that very shortly because I think it ties in. It ties in really well with some of the things I've got to say today. Comment as well from James, made during the week on one of the videos. Really good video. Really enjoyed Tuesday's episode. I think that was. And he says you're giving me confidence to do his videos. I know James is doing a football channel now, and he's just starting out. So. He's left me a lot of nice feedback, and again, that's nice to see. That's a real confidence boost for me as well, James. So it's not just one way; it works both ways. Receiving this nice comment and people believing that they can do things because I keep pushing myself to do things, get out of my comfort zone. It's always even better when you push yourself out your comfort zone and when you've had a bit of a battle to get there. So it's great that you're doing that. Well done. Of course, last week's throwback question was, what annual event do you always look forward to? We were talking about things we enjoy. So I'll just pop this one in there. Again, it's something we've done before. Some of the answers have popped up again. I think that's really good, isn't it? Because it's just a reminder that sometimes we forget that we're allowed to make the most of things. We're allowed to enjoy things. But some of the answers sort of creeping back in there. The people who tend to respond, Kay, I always like to watch the Royal Variety Show. It means Christmas is on the way. Bloody hell, don't start talking about that already. It's a little bit too soon for that. Phil says sports personality of the year is one of my favourites, one of mine too. So I thought I'd pop that one in there. Holly says she loves Eurovision. Again, another one of my favourites. Didn't watch it as much this year, but really enjoy it. And again, one of my real favourites. Jane says I make the point of sitting down to watch the Queen's speech after dinner. And again, it's just sometimes people might go, oh, you don't watch this, you don't do that. But it's whatever we enjoy, isn't it? And I just want to show that other people are doing similar things, and we all do normal things to us that while some might mock and question, it's absolutely fine to do. If you've got anything to add to those, what do you always do? Last week's throwback question. I'd love to read some more of those out. What annual event do you always look forward to? And again, it's just a chance, isn't it? Just to show that it's okay. It's okay to do whatever you can. Yeah, comment here from Eve. Eve, she says, hello, Des, how are you? It was lovely to see you on Saturday. I've been to the gym and running this week, and they help with my mental health. Again, somebody else there using physical activity. I always believe in the fact that there's a link between physical and mental health, and Eve's just confirming it there. She's somebody who's just started it, and it's good to see. Always encouraging Eve to be positive and be happy, and hopefully the exercise is helping and make you feel a little bit better about what you're doing. And that's all I'm trying to do here, is just trying to support people who need that little bit of help. There's times in my life where I've needed it. I look into what other people are saying. And it's always great when there's somebody who you can almost relate to, who maybe who's prepared to talk about it. And that's the person I'm trying to be. That's what DOdaily is all about. It's about being honest and realistic. And during the week, I'll let you know about my thoughts. I'll let you know how my running's going. I'll let you know what makes me excited. I'll let you know what gets me down. Like I said, on Thursday, it's just a chance for you to sort of drive that content. So I've got some good questions to go at today. Of course, you can see all that those social media links going across the bottom. Please look them up. Please follow me. Of course, please hit that like button on today's episode. Do it right now. I'll pause for you to do it. There you go. It's done. Just kidding, but please do hit that like button. It really helps me sort of build the channel. And of course, do subscribe if you're new. They're steadily building, 630 something now. That's pretty amazing considering I was trying to get 200 for the end of last year, and in the first half of this year, I've more than doubled the amount I already had. So that's fantastic. Really appreciate the support. Really thankful for people that check in, that like, that comment, that leave a question. Again, I'll just kind of reiterate, it's what makes Thursdays work. It's what makes it all worthwhile and gives me something to think about. And like I say, just a sort of an open conversation, I guess, in sort of taking it away from the more serious stuff or some of the running stuff that some people might not be interested in. It's just a blank page for people to get involved in something if they want to. There's lots of people who I speak to on other YouTube channels. Of course, I'm into my football and I spend a lot of time talking about that. And it's just great. It's a perfect release for me, that kind of situation where I can just sort of sit back for an hour, get into good conversation, speak to people who are trying their best, and using it to try and develop themselves as well. And I also pick up little skills and ideas from them as well. So it's absolutely fantastic. What I will say this weekend, look out for a special vlog. Lots of people will know I do a lot of work with a guy called Mr. Door, who does Door on Tour. Big Forest supporter. If you are of a football persuasion, make sure you follow his channel. I'm doing a vlog for him. I'm going out to Spain, of course, to watch Forest tomorrow. First pre-season friendly, so really looking forward to that. But it'll also be a chance to do something to support him. Again, I'm always talking about that support. As YouTubers, we're always looking for it. But I can support him. I'm going to put a vlog together, so it'd definitely be worth a watch. I might be doing something for my own channel as well. I try to avoid getting too deep into football, but it's an opportunity, and some people might tune in and watch it, and that's what it's all about. It's trying to build the channel and relate to people who are interested in what you do. So again, do look out for that. But subscribe to Dawn Tour, subscribe to DOdaily, and look out for those football vlogs and a trip to Spain. You know, it'll be something a little bit different for me. Of course, I'll be doing Wake Up to Walk tomorrow. I might wait a little bit. I've got a really, really early flight, so it'd be interesting to do it from somewhere different, wouldn't it? But really looking forward to getting that done. But getting into the questions, of course, that's what Thursdays are really all about. Some different ones to go at today, really sort of good set, in all honesty. Again, if you've got anything, I got slightly distracted there, so please follow all the social media, scrolling across the bottom. Look me up personally. All my social media is under my own name with my own face on it, unfortunately. But I don't like people who hide behind an egg. There's no point in that, especially if they're going to be controversial. But you'll find me on social media. All I try and do is be positive. You know, I don't always do it. I started the week by talking about an occasion where, you know, I kind of got drawn. I drew myself into social media, and it's not the best outcome. But try and be positive 99.9% of the time, or when I'm feeling great about things, and that's a great way to do it, isn't it? And it's all about communicating and supporting each other. So again, follow that. I'll follow you. I'll reply to any comments. If anybody's got anything to ask me and they don't want to do it through the comments, through the videos, through any of that social media, please do email me. That'll be up before the end as well when I'm finishing off. But these questions. First question, I really, really appreciate this. Lou, will you manage to squeeze in a run on your mini break this weekend? Well, it's interesting you say that, because it's I wasn't planning it. It's that short, you know. I've got to get there. I've got to get to the football. I'm going to be doing that vlog. I'm going to be going to the football match, getting a few drinks, getting up, you know, doing some sunbathing hopefully at some point, even if very briefly, and then coming home. But somebody actually messaged me who I've never met. And again, this is brilliant, isn't it? This is the kind of example I'm using by talking about social media. Someone I've never met, but I've kind of communicated through these football channels I do, and a bit of football content I do. And somebody I've never met has said to me, do I want to go for a run whilst I'm out there? They spend a lot of time down there. They've got a place. And again, it's meeting someone new. So whilst I wasn't planning on it, I think it'll be folly not to now, wouldn't it? I've got to go and do it. I'm someone who's always encouraging running and that accountability, you know, and getting people to ask each other if they want to go for a run, using different locations, being inspired by different things. So if I can't get down to Spain in La Manga and go out for a run, you know, when would I? And that might be a vlog as well. I might vlog that on Saturday morning, because that's when it's looking to be. So that could be the vlog, you know, the usual part one slot on a Wednesday when I get to that and do a part one vlog. I might vlog a run out there. It's going to be really hot. I'm told it's August temperatures out there right now. So it looks like I will be running. It depends a little bit on baggage. I have actually just said I'm taking a hand luggage, but it's quite possible. And again, whilst I didn't sort of plan it initially, the more I think about it, the more I think I have to, don't I? I love going to different places running. I'm trying to get my love for running fully back into swing, my training going. You know, whilst it is tough, it's hot. Like tonight here in Nottingham, it's absolutely roasting. It's taking it out of me. But I'm already starting to feel those endorphins. If I can do that whilst I'm in Spain, you know, I come back feeling great. The fact I've done it, I've ran somewhere different. You know, you can look at your Strava maps and all these things as runners do, and feel great about what we've done. And the fact I'm meeting somebody new to do it with. You know, running has brought me to a lot of people, and I've got a lot of friends and acquaintances now because I made a decision to start running. So I think I really have to, don't I? I've really got to get out there and do it. And whilst I'm a little bit nervous about running with somebody who's probably much fitter than I am right now, I've really got to get out and do it. So really looking forward to that. Great question as well. Thanks for sort of looking in and picking up on that. Really, really appreciate it, because again, you're giving me more accountability to get out there and actually do some more running when I'm at a point where I definitely need to be doing that a little bit more. So great question, Luke. Thank you for that. Question 2, what do you think is next for the UK? Where do you see us being in 6 months? This is from Dawn. Complete change. And sorry, just before that, I'll go back to Luke's question and also that comment I received from Callum. Are you doing Robin Hood this year? Nearly forgot about that. I said I'd mention it. So I am actually doing Robin Hood. I do Robin Hood every year. For those that don't know, I'm actually an ambassador for the event. I do a lot of work around promoting it for the people who organise it. It's voluntary. I do it voluntarily, and I support the event. It's something that's been really important to me. It was my first event in 2015, my first half marathon, when I didn't have all the people I've spoken about around me. It was something I went off and did on my own, and then I got this bug for running, and that's where I then started meeting other people. And I've spoke about it over the last few years. If you've not seen the Robin Hood vlogs from last year, please go and find them. There's a couple what really tell you a lot about how important the event is to me. One of them's actually pinned to the top of my channel, so do check that out. It was a preview for last year's event. I walked it through and I spoke about the tough points, the bits I enjoy, the landmarks, that kind of thing. It's my most viewed video as well. And then the video on the Monday after, the Monday motivation, has got all the things that happened, which included proposing to Kay and all the coverage we inadvertently got through BBC Radio Nottingham. So it's really worth watching that stuff. But I'm definitely doing it this year. Again, this training is building up to that, the Great North Run, the London Marathon. So really sort of got to knuckle down and again sort of get to it. So are you doing it, Callum? Please let me know. Anybody else who's doing Robin Hood, please let me know. If you're local and interested in running, of course I do these running groups here, and I do this running boot camp. Anybody who wants to take it that little bit further, who wants to push on, whilst through the running groups, it's all about what you want to do and how you find it. The DOdaily boot camps are about really sort of pushing, really tough sessions, sprints, hills, relays, races, that kind of thing. So it's really good in that sense. But anyone who's doing it, please drop us a comment. Anyone that's done it, please drop us a comment. It'd be great to hear what you made of it, how much you got from it, because for me personally, I've taken so much from it. Not only, like I say, was it my first, then I became an ambassador. I did an event which was based around the Robin Hood event when it got cancelled for COVID. 40 people did it through Do Running and a virtual event during COVID in the 40th year, which got cancelled. And then, of course, the 40th year, and then sort of proposing to Kay. And what I always do through the running group is have a big party afterwards. It's almost our own event as well, Callum. So anybody's invited to that. Anybody who wants to come and join us and say hello, we have a few beers in the afternoons. We book the day off. We have a bit of fun, and just see it as almost like a running club Christmas. It's a great way to celebrate. So yeah, definitely be doing that. Thanks for the question. Like I say, a complete sort of conversation changer. What do you think is next for the UK? Where do you see us being in 6 months? Tough one, that. I guess Dawn's alluding to the fact that the Prime Minister's handed in his resignation. I'm not going to get political. I think in the past I've made it clear what my thoughts are on the Prime Minister, and I'm not too disappointed. That's all I'm going to say. But then again, most of his own party aren't, are they? Because they've given him the vote of no confidence. So I can't be accused of being particularly biased on this one. There's a lot of people who know a lot more than me, who are in a lot bigger, higher positions, who don't want this current Prime Minister. I think ultimately what they need to find is a leader that's going to lead. That's the most important thing. I always talk about trying to be an example, because I do this YouTube channel because I'm trying to advise people how they can get more out of this or do that. I kind of beat myself up when I don't do that, and I know I don't always do it. That's part of the honesty and the realism of what it is. Realizing that we make mistakes or we don't quite do it the way we wanted to, and then we have to do it again and do it a bit better next time, and it's just about improving. So don't get me wrong, people are allowed to make mistakes, but a leader in that position, in that sort of, in the public eye, in that sense, really needs to lead by example, and he's not quite done that, has he? Not quite is an understatement. So I want somebody to come in who's going to be a strong leader, been critical of leaders in the past who've been too strong, but what we need now is a real strong leader and somebody to make some really big decisions. You know, the cost of living is affecting people. I see lots of comments every day on social media about that, you know, and it's upsetting people, and we've just got to find ways to manage it. What's next? I don't know, because we can't really predict it, can we? We've lived through a pandemic, which we never saw coming. We've lived through various different things which have upset us, knocked us back. So we've just got to keep giving it we've just got to keep working towards what we need to do. You know, let the people in power make the decisions and try and do our best with what they do. Hopefully they start getting it right. Hopefully some strong leadership and some good decisions, you know, puts us back on the straight and narrow and makes it that little bit easier for everybody. I could talk about the subject all day if I really wanted to get into it, but I think probably get a bit too deep and it'll go on a bit too long. So I just hope to see, rather, I'm not sitting on the fence. What do you think will happen next? I don't know is the answer. And where do you see us being? You know, I just see us sort of in a not too dissimilar position, but hopefully with a bit more sort of confidence in the people that lead the country, and that's what really matters. Just a few comments coming in. By the way, thanks for that question, John. Really enjoy it. J.M. Patton, good evening, Des. Hope you're well and loving the videos. Really helped me a lot, and know they must have a great positive impact on everyone who watches. Really appreciate that comment, mate. That kind of comment really has a positive impact on me. Do you know, of course I doubt myself. Do you know, it's something where I'm getting right out of my comfort zone to speak about things that I'm no expert in, you know, but what we're all experts in, and what we have to realize is we all live life, you know, we all have a lived experience, and if we've done something quite a lot, you know, and like for me with the running, for example, or with thinking about mental health, you know, it's something that's played a major part in my life. So we've all got an opportunity to do what we want to do. Just like I mentioned before with James and his YouTube channel, you know, he wants to go and do that now. So again, why not? If that's what you want to do, and we all have to start somewhere, don't we? You know, it's a case of working hard. You know, there'll be people who might question. You know, there'll be times when you get a little bit fed up with it, but you just have to keep pushing through. And these kind of comments and things really do help me. So I'm ever so grateful for that. And comment coming back from Callum: I'm doing Robin Hood. I love Robin Hood. It was my first event in 2019. Did it last year in 1 hour 46. Wow, speedy. That's about my PB. So I'm not a natural runner. For as much as I talk about it and as much as I enjoy it, you know, I could do nowhere near that at the moment through my injury and illness problems. But I'll keep persevering to try and get back to it. I don't want to think my best is beyond me, but that's just a little bit quicker than my PB. So well done on that. And if you can get anywhere near it, good luck and keep going. James is in. Hello, DOdaily. How are you? I'm good. You've had a few mentions so far, James. So nice to see you watching. Really appreciate the support as ever. Coco says, Des, what's your day job? I actually do admin work in the NHS to support all the other things I do. I probably should. I work part-time, and I'm trying to build a business around a community interest business around the running groups and the mental health work I do, you know, and to support people a bit more than I do at the moment. It's a bit of a slow burner. It's been going on a while, but like anything, the COVID pandemic got in the way. So whilst I've got a lot of things going on and I'm really busy all the time, I do find ways to do little things like going off to Spain at the weekend, where Uffy72 says you're going to Spain. I am. I've spoken about that. So do check back at the start of the episode. Spoken about why I'm doing it and what I'm going to do out there. Really looking forward to sort of signing off a tricky couple of weeks, you know, with a nice trip, you know, something, a bit of a treat for myself, you know, and whilst it is I'm probably too busy to do it, you know, I've just said there, you know, I find ways of fitting things in, you know, because we have to, don't we? People quite often say to me, how can you do all that? How are you in one place at 1 minute and one place in the other? Because I work really hard in the times you don't see me, and then when you probably do see what I'm up to, you know, I'm enjoying myself, and that's what it's about. Because I don't have to sort of keep telling you what I'm doing day in, day out. A lot of people don't know what my day job is because I just go and do it, get it done, and then come away and sort of get on with all the things I actually enjoy doing. And it doesn't feel like work, does it? It feels really, really nice. James here says, yeah, I'm enjoying it, to be honest. It keeps me smiling. Exactly. And it's always a good boost, James. So keep working at it. Dawn says, all these comments about exercise and DOdaily helping mental health is just amazing. Just keep doing what you're doing. Appreciate that, Dawn. Really, really appreciate the support from day one. Somebody who's been right behind it, shares the channel, shares the videos, likes the videos. She tells me she watches them every day, but I'm not sure that's strictly true. But she'll kill me when I bump into her and say, I do watch them. But no, she really, really supports somebody who shares it. If you'd like to share it with somebody who might get something from it, please do. And of course, another reminder just to keep hitting that thumbs up. You know, it really does help, and keep subscribing and recommending and things like that. Let people know you're doing it. Stick it on your story. You know, that's what I do when I'm on the football ones. I make sure I get it across my story, you know, just to show people what I'm up to. You might not want to do a big social media post, or some people are a bit weird like that. You know, I'd just stick out anything on there because I've got nothing to hide. If I had something to hide, I wouldn't do DOdaily, would I? Because I really do put myself on the spot. So please share as much as you can and get me a few more subscribers. And Eve says, which other friendlies are you going to? Of course, she's talking about Forest. Eve's a big Forest fan. I'll be going to the Burton game on Tuesday. So again, with a couple of friends, we're looking to do that. And then I'm actually a little bit busy for the next few, running club commitments. You know, so again, it was quite important for me to get out to Spain whilst it is a bit of a fitting it in sort of job. And something I'm going to really squeeze to make the most out of. Lots of good things to come out of it, like the one in, meeting someone else, watching Forest, you know, all these good points. It's one I'm just fitting in because I feel I need a day or two just to come down from all this stuff that's been going on. So I'll be at Burton, and then it's back to the hard work. I'll get to as many as I can, but for the time being, that's the only one I've got planned in. And on that note, Kay asked me a Forest question. Of course, I've said it already, I don't necessarily encourage these, but I always say as well, you can ask me absolutely anything, and that's what the channel's all about, asking me anything you really think of. What do you think of Forest signings so far in 5 words? I'd not actually read this question, so I'm going to have to think out 5 words now, won't I? I think they're absolutely bloody amazing signings to date. Is that 5 or is it 6? Really, really pleased, really happy with what business they've done. Again, massive Steve Cooper fan, really inspired by him, much more than the fact he wins football matches for Forest. You know, I talk often about watching people, listening to people, taking inspiration from people. I listen to every word that guy says, and he does a lot around the psychology and looking after people and how he treats players who aren't in the team. You know, and I really, really sort of love that side of things anyway, being into my psychology the way I am, and sort of watching people and trying to talk and advise and feel good and do things that little bit better. You know, really, really love that. So when he's making signings, you know, and it's interesting to see the characters coming in. And these players seem to have ability. What Forest's ambitions are, you know, are probably a little bit more than the fans at the minute. And that's not always been the case. You know, we always want that little bit more. But it seems the club are really ambitious and they're spending a lot of money. So really, really pleased with that. And really looking forward to seeing some of them tomorrow. If you didn't know, I'm going to Spain tomorrow. Really looking forward. This time tomorrow, I'll be watching my first Forest match of the season. And it's not that long ago since Wembley, is it? You know, and all the excitement that brought really added so much to that period of time, and a special year for me. You know, Forest get promoted, getting married. Are England going to win the World Cup just to top it off? Please. That would be an absolutely amazing 2022, wouldn't it? And something to really look back on and really sort of think, what a special time. We all look back to something like 2012, don't we? and what kind of year that was, and the things that happened around the Olympics, and the Queen sort of, I can't remember, was it 60 years at that point she came to Nottingham, so I managed to see that. Being someone who likes the Queen, you know, I know that kind of divides opinion, but somebody who likes the Queen, you know, that was really special for me. So again, 10 years later, another really big year in the grand scheme of things. And we all need memories to look back on, don't we? And things to be inspired by. So it'll be a great inspiration going into the next year and looking to do even more things with my life in the way I want them to work out. So thanks for all those questions. Really, really good set there. Really varied. Lots of people interacting. You know, that's absolutely fantastic. Again, massive confidence boost for me. You know, having people watching and looking. You know, from different aspects of my life. The football lot really do get behind it. You know, some of the running guys get behind it. Some people don't get behind it. Some people, I'd love to support what I do, but I can't do much about that. You know, and again, bit of a message there to James, who started his channel. There's a comment where he says it's getting past nervous, but I'll get back to it. I just want to add that it feels good to be spoken about. Thank you. And again, that's all I'm saying in return. You know, it's just a great way to sort of communicate and know that there's people out there who want you to do well, who want you to succeed. And sometimes there's people out there that don't, and I've had to go through that. I've really had to suffer through that, and sometimes it knocks my confidence. Sometimes I can brush it off and go, doesn't really matter. But again, that's life, isn't it? I'm just trying to explain the way it is, the way people sort of look on things and deal with things, and try and be positive about it. Try and find a way to find a solution to get over the negative stuff and be really, really happy about what we're doing. Of course, if you've got any questions, all those links have been scrolling across for a while. Please email des@dodaily.org.uk. Got a few emails to reply to. You know, again, people have been emailing me, telling me about their situation, what they feel is not working for them, what they feel there is. Don't get me wrong, I'm not claiming to be a counsellor, but I've created some good conversations and good friends, you know, through this, who I've never met, you know, not necessarily. The beauty of the internet and sort of chatting and going on different YouTube channels is you meet people, you get talking about things. Just like I said right at the start of the episode, meeting a guy to go for a run in Spain. You know, there was a time when I never thought that had happened. So what an addition, you know, what an addition to it. I actually went to a pre-season friendly just as I was starting to run in Denmark in 2015. There weren't many Forest fans there. I went with one other friend, you know, and I was running, but running weren't even a thing then on a holiday or on a break. Now on holidays, on Christmas, on birthdays, it makes it even better because why wouldn't I do it? It's what I enjoy doing. Why wouldn't I do it when I'm trying to enjoy myself? So again, things like that are really, really important. So just another example of communication and how important it is. So if you've got anything to add, please get in touch through any of the videos, any of the comments on any of the posts on social media, and of course that email address. I've already mentioned I'll be back for Wake Up to Walk. It won't be that early because I'll be on a plane, but I'm going to do a walk when I get to where I need to be, down in La Manga. Again, if you didn't know, but it'll make for a great video, make for some great views and scenes, and somewhere I've never been, somewhere to be inspired by. And as ever, we always finish on it with a throwback question. And as I've spoken about it so much this evening, you know, do you always make time to run, walk, work out on your holiday? Or again, I'll extend that. Sorry, the sun's in my face now. I'll extend that just a little bit further. What do you always do on holiday? Do you know, if it's not of a exercise persuasion, do you always get out there and do something? I know there was a short holiday me and Kay went on for 5 days in blistering temperatures, not too far from where I'm going this week, where I made a little challenge to myself to get out and run 10k every day. You know, and it was really, really tough. It was really, really tough. It was 36 degrees most days, but I got out and did it, made myself accountable, and then the rest of the day felt absolutely amazing. Sunbathing, you know, with the endorphins flowing, going in the sea, you know, to cool down, eating a bit of extra food, having a San Miguel extra or two, you know, it didn't matter because I'd gone out there and sweated it out and really made the most of it. So do you always make time to get out there? I know as runners, you know, the runners who watch this and the runners I spend a lot of my time with, we quite often bury our trainers in the bottom of our bag to get out there and get in somewhere different. Again, I think it's just for the Strava map as much as anything, just to go, look at this, you know, I ran there. But anyway, what do you do when you go on holiday? I'd love some feedback. Lots and lots of feedback tonight. Absolutely brilliant. Positive, really positive stuff. You know, really great comments and people getting involved. Really do appreciate all your support on a Thursday. I'm off now. Got another job to do in 18 minutes. The quiz just at the boot room bar by the city ground. You know, anybody who lives local, please get down and check that out if you can. But it's a really fun evening as well. So looking forward to that. Feeling good for my run. Feeling good for doing this episode. And that's what it's all about. It's about building positivity wherever you can. Fortunately, I get to do this every single day and I'm still absolutely loving it. So until that next episode, which will be out sometime tomorrow, leave your comments on what you do. Ask me any questions. Just a couple of comments before checkout. Simon Jones says, up the Outlaws. Of course, reference to the Knots t-shirt. Love wearing this. Proud to be from Nottingham. And James says, keep up the good work you do, mate. You keep up yours too. Have a great evening, everybody else. Thanks for watching. Just doing it.